Hello viewers, today we'll be discussing conjugate surds. Okay, conjugate surds are surds that are expressed as difference of two squares. You know what difference of two squares are or is? In mathematics, we say a plus b multiplies a minus b is difference of what? Two squares. If your mathematics is sound, there is a plus sign that separates these two factors, while in this other bracket, it is a minus sign that separates these two factors. So whenever you see something like this, it means it is difference of two squares. That is how it is called. Okay, so bringing this to surd under conjugate surds. Okay, I said conjugate is this is synonymous to what? Difference of two squares. Alright, so if we say root 3 plus root 2, okay, the conjugate of this should be what? Now the first bracket is separated by plus or with a plus sign. So the second bracket will be separated by what? A negative sign, which is what? That is, we have root 3 minus root 2. Okay, I think it. So this is the conjugate, or we say the difference of two squares. Okay, and note the changes is always, at the middle. Okay, the changes occurs to the sign at the middle. Okay, are you getting me? So if it is plus at the middle, then it is that plus that will change to minus. If it is minus at the middle, it should change to what? Plus. Okay, it's not like this. Let's say we have minus root 7 plus 5. Okay, if you have minus root 7 plus 5, the conjugate is this. It will not affect, the changes will not affect the first factor here. Okay, so it will still be minus root 7. It will only affect the sign at the middle. Okay, so if the middle is plus, it will change to what? Minus 5. Are you getting me? So this is the conjugate. Are you getting it? So quickly, let us solve or look at one question. Okay, so if you have, for instance, 2 all over 2 root 3 minus root 7, okay, and then you are asked to evaluate this. Okay, so if you are asked to evaluate this, you know already that evaluating this means rationalization, because the denominator is with a root. So if the denominator is with a root, you have to rationalize. Okay, and again, the denominator is with a root though, but it is having two factors. That is where we are going to involve the conjugate principle. Are you getting it? So since the denominator is with two factors, we are going to apply what? The conjugate principle. You know, the essence of rationalizing is to ensure that the denominator is without a root, and if the denominator is without a root, then you have rationalized. Okay, so but at this point, or at this question that involve two factors, it's not just by rationalizing, because there are two factors, but if the factors here are two, it means that we are going to apply a conjugate principle. That is, if it is minus in between them, in between the factors, it will change to what? Positive sign. That is the only way we can remove or eliminate the root in the denominator. Otherwise, we cannot remove the surd in the denominator. Okay, so quickly let's attend this. So 2 all over 2 root 3 minus root 7. We are going to rationalize this. So in rationalizing this, I told us that we are going to use the denominator to multiply the numerator and the denominator also. So we'll say multiplying the denominator, which is 2 root 3. But because we are applying that rule for the denominator, having two factors, that is the conjugate. So we will apply the conjugate rule by saying that since the sign between the two factors is a minus sign, then the conjugate will be what? A plus. Okay, so it will be 2 root 3 plus what? Root 7. Okay, then the same thing at the denominator, 2 root 3 plus what? Root 7. So this is the only principle, okay, we can apply such that the denominator can be without root. Okay, so at this point we will multiply. We'll use 2 to multiply 2 root 3 and what? Root 7. So 2 will multiply 2 root 3 plus what? Root 7. Are you getting it? Then all over 2 root 3 will multiply 2 root 3 and what? Plus root 7. Again, minus root 7 will multiply 2 root 3 and plus root 7. Okay, so we are going to say 2 root 3 will multiply 2 root 3 plus root 7. Okay, and again minus root 7 will multiply 2 root 3 plus root 7. Okay, all right, so 2 times 2 root 3 is 4 root 3. Again, 2 times root 7 is what? Plus 2 root 7 divided by 2 root 3 times 2 root 3. 2 will multiply 2 to be 4, and root 3 times root 3 is 3. So 4 times that 3 will be what? 12. You know this already. Alright. Then 2 root 3 times plus root 7. 2 root 3 times root 7 will be, the roots are not the same, so it will be plus 2 root 21. Okay, all right, then this time around we are going to use minus root 7 to multiply 2 root 3 and root 7. So minus root 7 times 2 root 3 will give you the same thing as what? Minus 2 root 21. Okay, again minus root 7 times plus root 7 will be minus 7. Okay, all right, so if you look at the expression now, you are going to observe that there are similar roots, 21 and root 21, root 21 and root 21. So we'll see, write down the numerator, which is 4 root 3 plus 2 root 7 all over. We'll say here we have numbers which are 12 minus what? 7 and what? Plus 2 root 21 minus 2 root 21. Okay, all right, so this is going to be we'll still write our 4 root 3 plus 2 root 7 all over here. 12 minus 7 is 5, okay, is 5, and plus 2 root 21 minus 2 root 21, I think it's going to give us 0, okay, it's going to give us 0. So we'll be left with what? 4 root 3 plus 2 root 7 all over 5. Alright, so the next thing is, okay, there's a common factor here. There's a common factor in between these two factors. So we'll have the common factor there is 2. 2 is common there. So if 2 is common there, 2 multiplied by 2 root 3 is going to give us this, and 2 multiplied by just root 7 is going to give us this. Are you getting it? So all over what? 5. Okay, so you can say finally this is the answer. Okay, what you can say, you can see write it in this way: 2 all over 5, then bracket what? 2 root 3 plus what? Root 7. You see the same thing. Are you getting it? So this is the answer.